Sup guys, welcome back to another episode of Hashtag Vlogs. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. This video starts off a little differently. Like right now we're like about midday, about 1 o'clock. And the intro is now, although the video technically starts at about 9 o'clock. So what you'll begin from here is a flashback, and then after come back, flash forward, back to this time. Right now I'm going to do some editing on the pics that we got this morning, because that's my job. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I just forgot to shoot that intro this morning as we were driving to the church. So I am doing the intro now, and then so flashback, and as I said, flash forward back to when I'm doing the pics. I just hope you all enjoy. I didn't get much footage this morning, but I know you all will still like it. So be sure to check it out. What's Ashley's nickname this week?
Princess, cupcake, sugar dumpling, honey bunch, cute pie, buttercup, stinker, smoothie, gumdrop.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
Happy to be here this week? You're looking forward to what happening next week? You know what happening next week, right?
No. No, you did not. You did.
How you? Oh my gosh!
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh! Victoria, that is... That's okay, it was jokes,
I am a warrior.
No, I'm just kidding about that. But I mean, come with me back to Chicago. You guys want to come to Chicago? They were going to come back and worship. That's how good they are. I love their heart.
If it's any consolation.
No, we don't want. But you guys were worshiping God. Literally, I want to infuse that into the students and the college age and the young adults in Chicago, because they don't do that. So I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, because here's what I've learned. There's nothing like moments like this, when you get around great people that you're in the room with and you serve a great God and you spend time in His presence. You see, what you don't know is happening is this: God, while you get into His presence, is downloading in you right now the things that He will, most of us have phones, He'll double click on the app, and later on in your life, that program that he put in you today will come alive into your future, and it will begin to open doors in your life that no man could do for you.
Well, go about it.
So this small guy, he's a small sinner, right? I mean, he doesn't do anything. He really doesn't do much bad, right? But but he's still kind of bad. He's still bad, but not that bad.
Okay, about 3 more minutes to finish up sharing. Make sure the person gets saved.
This guy, and this guy, his name is Average Joe. That means he's not that bad. He is still bad, but not as bad as he's a little more bad than small guy, but he's not that bad. He's just average, which is what everybody would kind of consider average. Then there's this guy who's extremely bad. He's the kind of guy who will rob you and just not care. He's the kind of guy who will just totally ignore you during an illustration, But anyway, so we usually class people as kind of bad, and then just very bad. But as far as God is concerned, according to Romans 3:23, all people are just bad. All. So we see them in terms of this and this and this, but God ultimately sees them. God ultimately sees all of these brothers here. Oh dang.
Alright?
So this is how God sees us, bro. This is how God sees us, as totally equal.
1 more minute to wrap up.
Relativity. So God ultimately sees us as equally bad. Instead of how we class people, see us as equally bad. See, like equally bad. And not only does God, this God sees us as equally bad, but what that does is means that we are totally enemies of God. So,
and I am back. I hope you all enjoyed what you all saw just now. It probably wasn't much, but I mean, Pastor Rusty really, I think, because there was a debate earlier about his name, and I was like, not really, because I believe it spells Railey or R. Anyway, I might get in trouble. But right now I am working on the pics, and I just want to show you all a little behind the scenes of what is going on with picture editing, because I think that'll be kind of fun to look at. So yeah, before we continue into the evening portion of the video, and for those who may not know, in a few days, or hopefully, actually never mind, because I just remembered that the unboxing would have taken priority over everything else. So as soon as I finish unboxing it, that is when I'm editing and uploading that. Ah well. Hold on, let me show you what is going on behind the scenes. So a little thing about how we edit the pictures is that we normally pull them from the SD card here. Well, I haven't really done that today. I hope to dump everything at the end. We use the UMark 5 marker. For instance, this is on Praise and Worship picture. Oh my gosh, the mouse. And we normally give them a unique watermark. This event, hold on. This event is pretty different from a normal Dunamis session. So we don't use the regular Dunamis watermark, or at least that was my decision, and replace it by something like this. I know something I made myself. Nobody really helped me out with it. The only thing I did was take the original Summit Call picture, slap it on, and then put that mountain effects in the end. And then take the same image, and then the same image you see with the mountains, and we put them there for the photography theme thing. So it looked pretty cool. And then after we do that, we post it online. I will have the link down in the description for our Facebook page. So I just woke up. I slept for about a lot of hours. I think about 4, 5, I don't know. I'm very tired, but we have work to do this evening, and as you can see, I'm wearing my t-shirt. It have some neat back as well, but you know, hold on, let me see if I could. Y'all probably saw it upside down, or worse. Y'all probably saw a part of me you didn't want to see. It doesn't make a difference. So let's go this evening and check out what is going on in church. Door help. It's door help. What? You on what? Well, at least you're being honest in our church.
I'm on drugs, my good
Check out that sign. Can't wait to get my picture taken.
I used to be so broken, lost, empty. A heart with no beat, a singer with no song to sing. So I know the feeling, the silence is deafening. But in your pain lies a blessing, a sweet and sour victory. So keep walking, 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 though it seems so far. No matter who you are,
Is it money? Because even all the rains in the world apprehended the sunny, and ain't it funny that my climb while paying bills through these rhymes? All the time like a nickel compared to a dime in this dark time of sublime prime of the grapevine. Once we knew shoes became untied, comparing to souls of men being stripped and running only to be tripped by devastation of a temptation without reconciliation. For my calling is like a telephone. God's implementation upon my instigation is to be an inspiration to the nation and become a retaliation that of the enemy. See him through me. Blessings on blessings, forgive my confessions. The deepest sins I committed when I was 7, and by 11 I repented and ventilated the more than ever stated my deepest sins. The stars I looked upon as I took heed to abide, like the words of John chapter 15. Down my spleen, while demons in my head bequeathed to scream, I lean towards the devastation and revelation of God. For he cometh like a thief in the night, and in spite of what my plight became, everything eventually seemed right. To the left and impressed I became. Like me and my brethren, we out there severing and persevering, abiding to the words of John 15, verse 7, eating the daily bread like it became unleavened. Spiritual warfare all up in my head, signaling my battle towards heaven. For I have made my decision to abide and rely on the words of the Lord. He is my strength and my strong tower. Even in the face of lessening power, he became my reputation. He brought me up higher. Demon on my right, angel on my left shoulder. Boy, no need to fight, because who rolled away the boulder? If it's a little slow, I'll be here to show you about my Lord God and my Savior. The rhyme is always partially apprehending those who are comprehending the never-ending more than stating my instigating waiting plight. For God so loved the world that I so became bold in the face of gold, when silver became my insecurities in the face of liabilities. When my assets became my fastest growing possessions, inhabited my rehabilitation of a strong station located inside me. The seduction of a woman became an inspiration to my flesh. Should I satisfy it or emulsify the ways to ply and try to lie against my flesh? To resist this temptation while instigation signaled my doom, even as Satan saw me blessed from the womb to the tomb. This girl in my room preventing my potentially mentally stability ability able to come groom in the eyes of my bride, even as Satan was trying to slide down my DMs, signaling my ride with demons. But no, this wasn't my calling. It only occurred to me that God was stalling the roaring future he had in store for me. Like a store, I implemented a store bay even while I tried to find myself a bay. A strong-hearted woman in Proverbs, as my reverbs became nouns as to express love in the form of a woman, to console and control the never-ending role of a man that God had planned for me. Temptations of a lustful woman played and plagued my ways of life to instigate nothing but strife and the ability to stab me without the necessities of a knife. But no, he provided a virtuous, purposeful woman, while my love only seemed to come from above. Even while things got rough, she made me feel as though I was tough. And the fact that she'd always be on my side, ready to ride as we stride on this journey of life, no matter what lies may be true, the truth will prevail and the veil of temptation will be ripped, never to be backstitched, but in the eyes of poverty rich. I close not with a prose or a haughty pose, not even a naughty look under my nose. But only God knows how far this rhyme goes, and even in my time I couldn't even count on my 10 toes the blessing I was given by the one who knows my soul and my heart. God will never be apart or even shed wrath if we just obey and abide on our side, never to slide or rely on the flesh, and never perish, but we shall relish in the healing above. Like the dove who looked down upon the baptism through a vision, for we became baptized in the eyes of God. I may not be the only human to perfectly wrap this, but Satan will be coming for our heads like John the Baptist. But even as we may be persecuted, we must never be executed from our souls, but initiate the blessings and promise from above. Float like that dove and be assured and cured by the word. You know we get to run it, never plummet, but I've got the ability towards Satan to shun it. I will not plummet because I have reached my summit. Thanks.
Understand is without Christ, we do not have a good heart. You got to get that deep within you. We live in this world that tries to remove moral absolutes and say that, your truth is different than my truth. Make no mistake. His word is the truth. The truth. And I don't care what our world tries to spin and turn and say, oh, just they have a good heart. They meant well. Without Jesus Christ. Tonight, listen to me, if you're here tonight, without Christ, you have, the Bible actually says, a wicked heart. In fact, if you want to, you can flip real fast and just a few chapters or a few books back. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9 says, the human heart, watch what he says, is the most deceitful of all things. It is, he says, desperately wicked. Ooh, how do you really feel, Jeremiah? It's deceitful above all things, this heart. And then he says, it's desperately wicked. Because here's what I've found. A lot of times, we don't acknowledge the fears or the anxieties in our life. We learn to coexist with them. And here David is saying, God, test me and know in my life. Test me and know the areas that make me fearful. Know the areas that I get anxiety or I'm anxious about. And think about that. I want you to ask yourself maybe this question internally. What is it that makes you afraid? Now again, I'm not talking about snakes and spiders and in the movies, the guy behind the shower curtain. And all the hotels I stay in, I still check behind the shower curtain. It's just a bad habit. I'm not talking about the boogeyman. I'm not talking about the person under the bed. I'm not talking about those movies. No. Right now, I'm saying, what is it in your life? What internally makes you afraid? Maybe that you won't have enough to go to the school you want to go to. Maybe it is that you're not good enough. Maybe you're in this room and maybe your mom and dad's marriage didn't work out. Or maybe some tragedy happened and you're thinking, maybe that same thing's going to happen to me. Maybe it's something that maybe I haven't named. Maybe it's that you're looking around and going, I don't know if I have a dream that's really attainable. I don't know if I have some. Maybe you're sitting here going, I don't even know what I want to do with my life. But it makes me anxious. It keeps me up. It makes me wonder. And here David is saying, God, search me, know my heart, and then test me. And know these anxious thoughts. Now, I've often asked this, and I went to the Lord and I said, Lord, now why would David ask that question? Test me and know the areas of my life that makes me fearful. And here's what I found out. Where you fear the most in your life is where you trust God the least in your life. Wherever you fear in your life is where you actually trust God the least. And David knew this. And David knew that God, if you'll show me these areas, I can then trust you in these areas. You got to know something tonight. If you're in this room and you think, man, I'm a nobody and I can't do anything, I don't have any dreams, you got to know something. God makes no mistakes. You're not by accident, and you have a plan that's greater than you could ever imagine, that He put within you before you were ever born. I wrote these thoughts down because when I pray that prayer, sometimes I don't see it, but sometimes people really close do. So you ask yourself, what are others trying to tell me? And when I say others, I'm not talking about everybody, but you'll have somebody in your life that loves you for you, not loves you for what you can do. But they love you for you, and so you say, well, what they might be telling me? You got a person or two people in your life that you trust, and maybe they say, hey, you know what, this area in your life, it's, and you start to see and hear the same thing. Here, let me give you a second thing. You ask yourself, when you're asking God to uncover and show you areas and reveal to you, say, what area in my life have I rationalized for some time? I'll give you an example. You got something going on in your life. You kind of know it shouldn't be there, but you go like this, God, you're a loving God. You have to understand, I have to be this way. Let me help you. God is a God of love. He is a God of love. But He also gets angry. In fact, 800 times in the Bible, we see that God has wrath. Wrath is the outcome of anger. Now, it takes God, the Bible says, it takes God a long time. I'm so great. How many like me? I'm glad God doesn't have a short fuse. Because I would have been done gone. It takes Him a long time. Lots of stubbornness and lots of just being foolish. He doesn't want you. He loves you so much, he doesn't want to leave you in that place. But so many times we rationalize with God. God, I have to have this in my life. God, you understand. Listen to me. No, he doesn't. Shout. You ever thought about that? You know, I got a lot of kids, and I got 2 kids at home, and then I always got kids everywhere. And how many's ever seen a friend of yours, maybe they jumped out in the street and someone yelled because they were a long way away to get their attention? Here's what I know about God. He doesn't shout. You know why he doesn't shout? The Bible says he whispers. I've often wondered that. Because I say things like this to God. God, you know I'm a knucklehead. God, you know I do silly things. The other day, I turned 40. I know, I'm getting there. And I fell down the stairs at my house. No joke. The same stairs I've seen for every day of my life. And I'm going down the stairs, 5 in the morning, and I fall down the whole stairs. Just, I know you're laughing thinking, wow, it was, yeah, it was fun. And I'm sitting there, and of course, if you know my wife, she didn't even come out the room. I could be dead. It was 2 hours later before she shows up. My little 8-year-old comes around and goes, Dad, you okay? No, first she goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm just sitting at the bottom of the stairs. I do dumb things like that. 2 hours later, my wife gets up. I'm in the kitchen with ice around my wrist because I thought I broke my wrist. First thing she says is, you didn't make coffee? No, I just fell down the stairs this morning. Okay. I do dumb things. God knows that. I have areas in my life that I have signs that say, don't go there. It's the very area he wants to go. When we pray a prayer like this, we're saying, God, I now give you permission. Go to those areas that are keeping me from you. Because here's what I learned. He doesn't shout. The Bible says he whispers. Here's why. If I were to take the microphone, I could shout and you could hear me probably in the street. Until you stand close to me. God doesn't shout, he whispers, because in order for you to hear him, you have to be close. When we don't let him into those places, we now serve a God that has to shout to get our attention. But his design for you is that he whispers because you're close. That's what he wants. He wants that kind of relationship with you that when he whispers your name, you're right there. That's what he wants. And it all starts by praying a prayer. God, search me. Would you stand with me all over the room?
Joshua, how you find out what's tonight? I'm waiting for you to send me the footage now. Sean, how you find out was? Sean, how you find out was?
Honestly, it's like it's probably like a 10 out of 10.
It was dope, yo. It was dope.
And I enjoy listening and it's a 69. A 69 could be good. Probably a 69.
Mom, if you see this, I be held against my will. Please come find me at this general area here. As you can see, how I read. Okay, that I call a line. Sorry.